Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica Flynn and I am the owner and maker of Flynn Sisters Boutique. And today we're going to be doing an Easter themed design with these cute little peep bunnies and the glitter burst tumbler template. Okay, I've been seeing this technique everywhere with the sticky cat scratch paper. Back in the day, we used to use the double-sided adhesive Silly Winks tape stuff. So I'm hoping that this stuff will be a little bit easier to work with and adhere the glitter better. You guys know I don't like doing really tedious glitter work, but everyone's doing it, so I gotta hop on the train, come up with something cute in time for Easter, and I thought this was like the cutest design for this type of technique. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to have all the products that you see listed and linked down below in the description box. You might even find some discount codes for you there as well. So that's enough chit chat for me. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright you guys, so for our design today, we're using these anti-scratch cat training sticky pads, okay? And they come in sheets of 12 by 17, I think. So we're going to cut these down to size just a little bit, not the exact size we need for our template, but around about the same size. Once I get this trimmed up, I'm going to cut my template using Cricut Design Space. I cut my template on the setting of the computer paper 20, I think it was, and that's the Cricut Maker setting. I have a Cricut Maker 3. Again, I cut this on the computer paper 20 weight setting. All right, and I cut it with the white side up. The white side has a glossy coating, so you might want to cut with the yellow side up so that your glitter slides off easier. I measured my cup by the height and width around, and that told me how to size my template. There are sizing instructions that come with your template. However, those sizing instructions were for a different brand and style of cup. I would recommend using a skinny, straight tumbler for this type of design so you don't have a taper to deal with. This cup was meant for sublimation. So this was a sublimation tumbler, so it's already painted white. It has a glossy finish. I'm just gonna rough that up a little bit. You can use a regular tumbler and paint it white if you want to, but 10 out of 10 would recommend painting this either white or black for your base color, just so your glitter colors show up. Black if you're using darker glitter colors, white if you're using lighter glitter colors. After I sand this up a little bit for prep, I'm going to clean it up with some rubbing alcohol and a paper towel. And now we're ready to apply our template. I've already cut my template with Cricut. All right, and we are going to cut right along the boundary line that goes around our template. You may want to try practicing this a couple times before you move into this. Maybe do like a practice run on, you know, a corner of the paper or something to make sure you have the right cut setting for your machine. And you're going to see I'm cutting right along the edge of our template where it's already cut from the design, if that makes sense. All right, and then before we apply it to our tumbler, I'm going to peel back about a ½ inch of the backing paper, okay? And I'm going to cut that ½ inch that I have folded back. After I cut it, I'm going to reapply it to the sticky part of my template, and you're gonna see why here in just a second. Before I commit to applying this template to my tumbler, I'm going to wrap it around just for like a test run to make sure that my edges line up well and everything. They should match up correctly. This is a seamless pattern. And if we did our measurements correct in the beginning, we shouldn't have an issue here. Once I'm confident that my edges are going to meet up well, I'm just going to hold down really firmly on one side of my template and remove that small strip of backing paper that we folded back and cut earlier. And we're going to use that to anchor the template to the cup. Double check again to make sure everything's going to line up nicely. And then we'll apply it to the cup similar to how we would apply like patterned adhesive vinyl or something, okay? It's not as hard to apply this stuff because we don't have to be as picky about bubbles, but you do want to be careful for wrinkles, okay? So I just kind of pull back the paper backing and hold my cup firmly against the table and roll the cup around. You want to apply firm pressure and kind of pull as you're doing this. And then you want to press the bottom edges around the bottom curve of the cup really firmly to make sure there's no puckering or wrinkles. From there, it's a matter of just lifting the sections of your pattern and applying your glitter. Each time you apply the glitter, you want to rub it in a little bit with your finger, and then I like to brush off any of the excess with like a makeup brush or a paintbrush or something. You want to start with your darkest colors first and then move up through your lighter colors. I didn't really do this and I regretted it, but you do this because it's going to be easier to keep those lighter colors out of your darker colors rather than the other way around. While this adhesive paper does adhere the glitter really well, it's not going to adhere like we would get with maybe Mod Podge or epoxy method glitter application. So you do kind of want to be careful that you're not getting the other glitter colors into the wrong sections, hence why you want to start with your darkest colors first and work up from there. I would also recommend only doing this with finer cuts of glitter. Definitely no chunky mixes, that might get a little too difficult. All right, and earlier in the video, I think I had mentioned cutting on the yellow paper back side and having that part facing up instead of the white glossy side, because the white glossy side, like the glitter sticks to it and it's really hard to get off. So you might have more success doing the other way around. I think either way probably works just fine. This does get a little bit tricky too, because you might accidentally pull up sections that you're not ready to pull up yet. In that case, you want to just replace them and firmly press them back down until it's their turn to be pulled and glittered. From here, you're just gonna work your way around the pattern, really. It took me about an hour to glitter this whole thing. It was very tedious. It took a little bit more time than I had anticipated. You definitely want to try and plan out your pattern a little better than I did before you jump into this, just so you know what colors to put where. I just sort of winged it and it turned out okay. But I think if you had your pattern and your color planned out ahead of time, you'll be less likely to get the darker colors into the lighter colors. Okay, that was something that I kind of had a struggle with. All right, and then once I got all my colors on, I filled in all the empty spots with just white. I'm going to have all the glitter colors that you guys see in this video listed down below in the description box. I'm using Brite from Peachy Olive Glitters for all of the little blank sections here. I'm also going to use Brite for the bottom of my cup. So for the bottom, to finish that up, I just squirted a little bit of glitter adhesive. This is Alumilite's Amazing Sealer. It's similar to Mod Podge. It's just a little bit thicker, I think, and it has less of an odor. We're going to do a really thin coat of that, apply our Brite glitter, tap off the excess, and then I'm just going to let it rip all over the whole cup with that Brite, because it's nice and fine and it's almost like a translucent white, so it's going to nicely fill in any spots we might have missed or any spots in between the colored glitter flakes to give a really nice sparkle and a nice finishing touch. I let that Mod Podge dry for a few hours, then I aggressively tapped off all the excess glitter, and now I'm going to do 2 heavy coats of Rust-Oleum's Clear Gloss spray paint. This is going to really seal in those colors and ensure that our glitter will not move. It's really important that for a design like this, we take our time to do 2 coats, letting each coat dry before the next. I only let this dry for about 20 minutes per coat, and then I'm ready to move on to my first coat of epoxy. This first coat of epoxy is 30 milliliters, and I'm using Alumilite's Amazing Quick Coat. This is a fast setting epoxy, so I'm going to be ready for a second coat in about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I immediately went back and put a second coat right over this one, and I let that second coat dry for at least 4 hours before we moved on to sanding. Remember, I'm using a fast setting epoxy, so your dry times may vary based on the brand and type of epoxy that you're using. I've got a 60 grit sanding block here, and I'm going to do my regular sanding routine around the top rim, exposing a fine line of stainless steel. This is where our final coats of epoxy will adhere to, so that we're establishing the seal for our tumbler on the outer rim rather than the very top rim where it's more vulnerable. Of course, we're going to be doing some aggressive sanding down at the bottom rim because that template did leave some kind of wrinkles and puckering from the adhesive sheet that's causing some problems for us now. No worries, what we're going to do is do our best to sand that bottom rim smooth now. We're going to clean up our cup with some rubbing alcohol and a paper towel, and then we'll move on to decals. Now, you may have to sand that bottom rim a second time after your third or fourth coat, just to ensure that it's nice and smooth before we move on to our very final coats. I get a lot of questions about why people really struggle to get that bottom rim smooth, and sometimes it really just does require, a second round of sanding after you get some more coats on there to build up the smoothness. Alternatively, you can wait till after the third or fourth coat before sanding this bottom rim, which will give you an easier time with it. For my decal, I'm using a really cute design that I got from Creative Fabrica. I will have it linked down below. You guys, we've partnered with Creative Fabrica to bring you a fantastic deal where you guys can get unlimited access to all of their graphic design resources for just $1 for your first month, and it will renew automatically at $19 a month thereafter. You can cancel anytime. I'll have details about that down below in the description box. I created an offset around our design in Cricut Design Space, and I cut that offset with white permanent vinyl. That's what I'm applying right now. This is just regular white Oracal vinyl. We applied that using the hinge method, and then I cut each word from our cute little Easter quote in different colors of Oracal 651 vinyl. So we did pink, this really cute minty teal, a light purple, and a light yellow to match the same colors that we used for our glitter design. Once I got my decal applied, I'm ready to put the little nose and eyes on my peeps. Now, in this template, you do have the option to glitter that as it's cut into the template. I didn't even want to mess with it. I didn't even apply glitter to the eyes and nose sections because I knew I would come back with my acrylic marker and just color those in really quick with some dots. Super simple and easy to do, and I think it's such a cute little detail. As soon as that's dry, which should take only about 5 minutes, I'm ready for my final coats of epoxy. For my final coats, I'm using Alumilite's Amazing Clear Cast Plus. This formula has an enhanced UV protection in it, so it's going to keep these colors bright and beautiful for a very long time. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought in the comments. And if you like my video, please be sure to give us a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I upload new videos every week, every Saturday. Thank you so much for watching my video, and we'll see you again soon.
And a big thank you to all of our Flynn Sisters exclusive members. Thank you for your pledge. Your support means the world to our channel. If you love this video, you could check out our last video here. Also be sure to find us on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and of course subscribe for all our new videos that come out every Wednesday and Saturday. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon.